everybody. Welcome to a brand new and a very special episode of Head Over Heels. My name is Maggy Wang and I will be your host for today. Of course, well, we are going to get really intimate with some conversations, unfiltered ones, with a very special guest today. And I hope you guys are ready to fall head over heels for her and all that she does. Well, you probably have heard her name before, even have some of her bags or shoes in your closet. Pretty sure you do, because I do. Most people know her as one of the most influential female entrepreneurs in Malaysia. Well, she's right next to me if you're already watching this right now. Let's give a very warm welcome to the one and only Christy Ng.
Hi guys. Thank you so much for having me.
No, thank you for being here. I mean, it's such an honor to be able to sit down with you. I mean, I've seen your name everywhere. I've seen
Pleasure
your
is
products.
mine.
Yeah, to be able to really have this conversation with you is something that I think a lot of people would want. So I'm a very lucky woman today. But before we go further into, obviously a very special collaboration with a very special brand, we want to get to know you first. How are you today?
I'm feeling great. I'm just happy to be out. The pandemic has, really worn me out mentally. Just happy to be here today and speaking to you face to face.
Thank you. Of course, the reason why we're here today is because Christy Ng recently, collaborated with an international brand that is DHL E-commerce Solutions, and that is huge. How did that collaboration come about? We will talk about that shortly, but for now, maybe tell a little bit about yourself to our audience watching right now. Who is Christy Ng? Yeah.
Okay. I'm Christy. And there's nothing much very special about me. I'm from Johor, small little town in Malaysia.
Me too.
I'm from Kluang. Where are you from?
Okay, I was born in JB, like Johor Bahru.
Okay, yeah. So I'm from a very small town in Johor called Kluang,
Yeah.
and I did not study fashion design. I did not study. And what I studied in university has nothing to do with what I'm doing now. Yeah, so I'm actually a scientist. I actually studied biotechnology and I majored in plant biotechnology. So that's a little bit about me. So I'm doing something that is totally unrelated to my education.
Okay, I mean, I'm loving it. Just the start of this interview is getting me mind blown already. Okay, you know what? Let's dive right into the interview because I want to get to know more about you and the collaboration.
Okay.
So, Christy, we have obviously been following you and your journey for a while now. And I significantly recall, again, seeing you on the headlines during the first lockdown. So everyone is really struggling throughout the season. What we thought was just a 2 weeks lockdown turned out to be almost 2 years now.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. Really very, very unforeseen circumstances. Even that is an understatement. So I want to hear it from you. I personally am a business owner as well. But obviously not at your scale lah. Okay,
don't say that. Everyone starts somewhere. Yes.
Correct. So I want to know for you, how has the lockdown affected you and your team and your business, and how have you guys been doing since? Maybe you can share with us a little bit about that.
I think at first we were all extremely shocked. At first I thought it was 2 weeks, and what was 2 weeks ended up to be 2 months. I think the first thing that crossed my mind was, how am I going to pay my rent? My employees, having no income, before, because the retail has very heavy expenses, and we have a lot of capex invested into all our 8 stores. So naturally, I was very, very, I was afraid. I was afraid I may not pull through. And given that what I sell, what we sell, shoes and bags, they are not exactly essential items.
Yeah.
When it comes to the crunch, people will prioritize spending on necessities, and clearly we're not selling necessities. So, our industry has been hit really badly, especially retail.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of very good friends, close down during the pandemic. And I was just so afraid of losing something that I've built for the past 10 years. Yeah.
But what did you learn from this experience?
I
mean, you guys pulled through, so congratulations and good
I'm
job.
still sitting here, so that means I'm alive.
That's true.
Yeah, and we've not closed any shops. We've not cut any pay.
Awesome.
We managed to pay bonuses last year and this year as well. So I'm pretty proud of that. I'm very grateful for my team because they made it work. They made it. We pulled through the pandemic together. I think the pandemic taught us is to be really resilient. Have very good cash flow. I think cash flow is very, very important. And you must be able to think on your feet and pivot really, really fast. So, we have 8 stores, and what went through our mind that 2 weeks was how can we get all these customers that we have, existing customers who were retail customers, to quickly buy from our website. How do we shift all the footfall to digital footfall on our website? And I think DHL e-commerce played a huge role in that, in helping us, pivot and shift really, really quickly.
Yeah. And speaking of DHL, that is the collaboration
Yes.
that, we are here for. Again, the world really was on a standstill pretty much since coronavirus hit. But again, what we have witnessed, like you said, you guys didn't just survive, you managed to thrive during this pandemic. And really, we all witnessed such a beautiful bloom during such a difficult season, right? So with all that said, I think we can all safe to say that, with collaboration comes such impact.
Yes.
And you are a fan of collaborations. And I think you have collaborated with a lot of brands, in fact, local celebrities and personalities, as well as brands, including recently Starbucks.
Yes.
Saw that, love it. But this latest one, what made you choose DHL? I really want to know.
Okay, many reasons. I think firstly, DHL played a really huge role in helping us as an SME, make that huge shift into really digitalizing our business and enabling us to deliver our shoes and bags to our end user. So I think logistics is very, very important, especially when an SME like us wants to shift, from brick and mortar to e-commerce. So I think they enabled this shift to happen really, really quick and without much pain, with no pain. They provide a platform. DHL provides a platform for small businesses to really, really scale. Especially if you're in e-commerce, they play a very, very important role.
And I get, just by hearing you saying that, I'm like, how many DHL packages I had the past 2 years during lockdown? A lot. Online shopping is the new thing.
Yes.
Like, I think before pandemic, maybe not such, not really everybody's focus, but now everybody has shifted, including malls are shifting to e-malls.
Exactly.
So everyone is really doing this change, this pivot, and this adaptation. Of course, speaking of the collaboration, I think those of you guys who have not seen the collaboration are excited to see how it looks like. So maybe show us the collection, and which is your particular favorite product out of the all?
Okay, we've got a couple of items in the collection. We've got 2 pairs of shoes. So we have a slider, and we have also a very interesting looking sandals. So this is our first slider. We've never really sold sliders in the past.
Ooh, I really like it.
Yeah, so it looks like this. So it has...
I'm a fan of sliders.
Oh, okay.
That's why I wear every day.
So you can see we have all the DHL labels on top, do not crush, fragile, this side up. We've got the iconic DHL yellow van on...
Maybe we can show to the camera
Okay,
a little bit. Yeah.
on the surface. And we've got the, the DHL...
sticker?
The consignment airway bill on the slider as well. And of course, we have a matching grocery bag. So you can see that, so it's inspired by all the labels, the DHL packaging parcel labels.
Yes.
So it's like a collage of labels,
And they're elements of what
Yes.
DHL is. And also your brand, I see.
Yeah, so we've got Sending All My Heart, and then we've got, the DHL consignment note, and you can see our office address printed on top of the consignment note with the barcode. So it's an actual consignment note. So we collage it, and you can see the, so it's a very nice combination, and you can actually personalize your name on the other side of the bag. So this
that
space
is your signature.
empty for you to personalize.
Very nice.
Yeah,
and
so-
I also see a signature on it, by the way.
Yeah. So my signature is on the back as well. So if you look at the security check label, you'll see the signature on top.
Very nice.
So this is definitely my favorite.
Love it. And of course, there are others. You guys can check it out on the website as well. Collection and collaborations aside, right now, maybe we want to zoom in into you.
Okay.
We want to talk about you, Christy. Of course, the reason why you're here today. I know you're a very busy woman. In fact, right after this, she's got another meeting to go to. So most people know you as the Christy Ng, founder of the brand. But if I were to strip it all off, the glitz and glam, the business, the brands and fame. Who is Christy Ng and how did your journey begin?
Okay. I'm just an ordinary person. I got lucky. I think I was at the right place at the right time, and a lot of people had a lot of help from a lot of people, especially my team, who has been by my side for the past decade. They really made this happen. I'm only here because of them. They put me where I am. They built the business, so it's team effort. It's not a one-man show. My contribution is not the most significant contribution. I've got really, really strong and amazing people behind me. So I started this journey, I think 10 years ago. Okay. So basically, I was always interested in shoes. So after Form 5, I went to Thailand for a holiday with my schoolmates, and I stumbled upon a shoe wholesale market. So I just bought a few pairs for myself.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how my shoe journey started. So when I bought a few pairs. I came back to KL. I wore them out with my friends, and my friends kept complimenting my choice of shoes. They said, "Wow, your shoes are so nice, Christy. Where do you buy it? They're so unique. You got good taste. Can you sell them to me? How much did you buy these shoes for?" I said, "Oh, only 10 ringgit from Thailand." "Oh, and don't worry, I'll pay you 50 ringgit. I want those shoes that you're wearing." So then everyone was giving me all sorts of requests. "Oh, when you go, can you buy this for me? Can I give you like $500? Can you pick shoes for me? You got really good eye. You got and you know what suits me." So I started to become like a personal shopper for a lot of friends. I started to go on all these buying trips for friends and family, and So one day in the wholesale market, the wholesale supplier said, "You know what? I think you should go to the factory. I bring you to the factory because you're buying so much. So now you've been upgraded to VIP status. So I'll take you to the factory." So I was young, just finished my Form 5. So I had
17 years old.
Yeah, I was about 16. So then I had no idea. I just went to the factory without thinking, and I made friends with all the manufacturers, and so that's how I started to dabble in the shoemaking industry. Before that, I had no clue. I just went there to shop and buy for friends, make a small profit, and I was really happy doing it. And then it slowly it escalated into a couple of years. It escalated into the business that it is now. In between, I furthered my education. So I took breaks in between, but I was always in contact with all these industry people. So after I finished my degree, I got a job in a Swiss pharmaceutical company, a multinational. So I worked there for 2 years, and I felt that this was my calling. So I took a leap of faith.
Yeah.
After all my friends, a lot of support from my friends and my family. They think that they think I should be doing this. So I just closed my eye and dive down, just quit my job and
Let's go.
yeah, because when you're I was only like 23 or that when you're young you have like nothing to lose.
That's very true.
You're fearless. You're not scared of you're not scared of failure.
Yeah, bigger of a risk taker than maybe when we are like a little bit older, right?
I could take a lot of risks because I felt I had nothing to lose at that age.
I like that.
Yeah, so I just quit my job. I went and then I started to. So then my friend said to me, "Why don't you design shoes? Why don't you, instead of buying and selling, why don't you design your own label? Why don't you just make something better than what they have out there?" So I was in a badminton court with some friends at 3 a.m. in the morning. Those days, a lot of energy, no need to sleep. And my friend said, "Hey, I think you don't buy and sell. You design lah. You show them what you got. You create something spectacular, create something different." So okay lah, I design lah. Don't know what is design, so just do only. Yeah, so that's how I started. So I because I had all these friends who own factories in Thailand and around the world. Because of all my so I used to buy those shoes after I after I sold to my friends. I started to sell them in flea markets.
Oh.
Yeah, so I started to sell in flea markets and also like roadside and everything. I was damn crazy because I have so much stock. So I put them in my car boot and I'll sell them by the side of Jalan P. Ramlee. That's how I'm that crazy. Yeah, so Friday night, Saturday night, I'll sell them by the side of the road. I also sold in like flea markets and like night markets and stuff like that. So I think I was very full of energy, very young, and thick skin.
Well,
I can sell in the night market, and then when people walk past, I will go and approach them and sell the shoes. So that's how I started. So I was very thick skinned. So my friend said, "Hey, never mind, you do your own design. Okay lah, let's do lah. Hey, you help me lah. Then together, okay."
how did you do it? Like we said, your degree or what you did in school was completely different. How did you learn to design from scratch?
I learned through observation, through informal education, observation, talking to the shoemakers, spending a lot of time in the factory, understanding how the whole shoe production cycle works. So I learned from just observation. I don't have any certificate or any formal education in shoemaking. It's just all through observation and mentorship. Yeah.
And the passion to learn.
And the passion, and also thick skin, and
I would call it relentless, maybe.
Yeah.
A better word.
Relentless.
I know where you're coming from.
And unashamed of failure. Just try only. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. That is quite a story. But like throughout that journey, I'm pretty sure you had some roadblocks along the way.
Yeah.
Were there any point through that journey that you felt like, okay, I made the wrong decision. Why am I doing this? Did you hit rock bottom, or it was a smooth sailing journey throughout?
It's a bittersweet journey. I hit rock bottom so many times, and I felt like throwing the towel so many times, especially in my early days. Many times I questioned myself, why did I quit my cushy job? Why did I quit my good, well-paying job in a multinational to do this? Am I like insane? And when you run a business, it consumes you, and you can't switch off. At night, you'll be thinking about sales, salaries, rental, all sorts of things. So and it was really, really challenging. And I started this business with only 10,000 ringgit.
Wow.
Yeah, so I had no capital. I got no pharma bank account. Pharma means father, mother bank account. Okay. Yeah.
I like that. I need to use that now.
Yeah, and I have, when you're new, banks don't loan you money.
That's very true.
Yes.
That's very true.
So I had to really, bootstrap all the way, be extremely resourceful, and really, it's really challenging. I have to think on your feet, and I think the key is be very, very resourceful. So I always ask myself, every day last time, how can I make money from nothing, from what I have? I have very limited resources. How can I maximize or make the best use of the limited resources I have? So I'm trained to think like that, So until today, I think the company is very startup in nature. Yeah, even at our size now, we still think like a startup. We always cut costs. We always look into maximizing our return, getting the best bang for buck. We still have this culture. It's in our DNA.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for sharing. Humble beginnings, but I think what I've learned from this short story of yours is that you are one hell of a woman, so resourceful, so diligent and resilient through the journey. I'm pretty sure it hasn't been easy.
It's not been easy, because my father washes air conditioners for a living. My mom is a housewife, so I have no backup. If I fail, I fail. I can't go back and ask mommy and daddy for money because we come from a very, very humble family. And when I started, there are a lot of I think mentally, I think it applies to a lot of people. A lot of people can relate to this. When you start, you have this big dream, you have this passion that you're so you can't stop thinking of, and people sometimes the people around you can be very demoralizing. I have relatives who come and tell my parents, your daughter is like crazy, confirm, cannot make it, no background in footwear design, no background in fashion. Fashion is a very brutal business. It's dog eat dog. They're not wrong. I think she will fail. So people already chop you as a failure even before you start because you don't have pharma bank account, because you are a nobody, you have no influence, you have no background in the trade, So I've been through all this, and all these things are can really, really make you want to give up. So yeah, so I think having a very, very strong mental, a lot of mental strength is very important if you want to start up and push through with your dreams.
Yeah, I love that. And also, what is it like being a a leader?
Okay.
Yeah. What was one of the things that you've learned? Because I feel like being myself, I think this is from my personal experience. I realized that as my team grew bigger, I really needed to step up and learn how to lead them, because otherwise everybody would be clueless.
Correct.
So what kind of leader would you say you are? Someone who is very straightforward, very hands-on. I think you're pretty hands-on,
yes.
right? From tell me, what kind of leader are you?
I think I like to believe, okay,
It's okay.
that I think I have a pretty good communication skills.
Okay.
I'm very straightforward, and I can tell people off. But at the same time, I think communication is very important, and I think I'm very straight to the point. I set goals and I monitor performance. I spell it out very clearly. So I think that some people might be put off with my style of management, but you'll be surprised to know. I was also surprised to know a lot of you will attract very, very serious people. You won't attract fluffy people in your organization, because if you're always like sugarcoating your words, you get all the fluff, coming to work, So I'm very straightforward. During the interview, I'll tell them, look, this is me. I'm like that. This is what, these are our goals. Can you do it, or can you not do it? So they know I'm very serious. So everyone knows if you want to come work with us, you cannot play a fool.
Straight to the point.
Straight to the point, yeah.
Yeah. And of course, over the past decade, we have seen countless of female entrepreneurs paving the way in especially Malaysia. It's so nice to be able to see that, because I think growing up in the early years, there were more male leaders than female. And have you ever struggled, during this journey, leading as a woman and being, say, looked down upon? Have you ever experienced that?
I think a lot of people look down on me. If I make a list, it'll be miles long. I think people tend to understand generally.
Yes.
Now it's better.
Yeah.
People tend to underestimate females.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I feel too.
Yeah, especially if you wear a skirt and you put a lot of makeup, they think that, they may not think you're very smart. So
A pretty face can't do the work, sort of, right?
And I think it's good to be underestimated. I like to be underestimated.
Okay.
Because the pressure, I don't have the pressure to it's easier to exceed people's expectation when you're underestimated.
Without needing to please them.
Yeah, without needing to please them. And it's always a shock, when we do things and you catch them off guard.
Yes.
So it's good to be underestimated. And I think females have it harder, because there's a lot of society has this presumption. You are already 30, you should get married, you have kids. What are you are, if you're too old, you'll be like expired, and that kind of thing. So it's very sad. It's not nice to hear, but it's getting better now. Less and less people think this way. But I would like to see more females, pursue their dreams. A woman's dream is not to get married and have kids only. You get what I mean?
Agreed.
There's more to it, like your own career, what you want to do in life, because women wear many hats, and many a time, right, people expect, you are female, you should stay at home, take care of the kids.
Yeah. By the time you're 30, you should be getting married soon, instead of, pursuing something completely new or business or whatnot.
That's why so people expect females to stay at home, cook, clean, and take care of the kids. I think it's very, very unfair for females sometimes, So I hope that more women will come out there and just pursue their dreams, and build something that you love. Apart from of course having a family is very important. Family is really, really important, but do something. Chase your dreams. I think that's equally important for every woman.
Absolutely. And also having the men being the support system.
Yes.
Right? Supporting and being the ally for women to be able to step up and just live their dreams. And I think I'm glad that in this generation, I guess as of today, 2021.
It's much better.
It's way much better as compared to maybe 10 years ago when you first started.
Oh, yes.
Which was why maybe you experienced so many naysayers.
Yeah. And
through your
especially
journey.
in the shoe industry, right? All the component suppliers, all the material suppliers are men.
Exactly.
You don't see many women. If you see women, they're usually the wives playing a supportive role. But you don't see like a shoe factory operated by a woman. Usually, it's always men.
Yeah.
So it was very difficult at the start, when they see, 23-year-old girl coming to me, wants to buy, they just doubt me and they always think that I can't last. Yeah. So I told myself I must last, I must prove them wrong.
Yeah. I love that. You know what? No matter how old you are, it's never too late to start.
Exactly, yeah.
If you want to do it now, go ahead, okay? And if no one's supporting you, we're here rooting you, okay?
Yeah, just do it. You are your biggest cheerleader. Don't care about what other people say.
Amen to that.
Yes.
Okay, honestly, Christy, just hearing your story in this past short time, I can't be more proud of you. Super, super proud of you.
Thank you so much.
Really, thank you for paving the way for us women, girl power. But of course, like you said, e-commerce really did play a role in helping your business accelerate and propel further, especially during a time like this. So with everything just a click away, now you can purchase any Christy Ng product online.
Yes.
Just a click away in the comfort of your own bed. You don't even need to step out of your house. And just like DHL's tagline, connecting people, improving your lives without even stepping out of the house.
Exactly.
Right? I love that. So how is Christy Ng currently keeping up with the clicks? E-commerce is soaring more than ever. Everyone is online shopping. So what is it like for your brand right now? Especially like you said, you've transitioned in the past 2 years. And how are you guys leveraging that for your brand, Christy Ng?
I think edX is getting more and more expensive. Advertising is only going to get more and more expensive. So what we do is we do a lot of performance marketing. We do a lot of influencer marketing, and we try to produce content. And it's a very tough job.
Oh yeah, it is.
Content production is so difficult. We still struggle with it. Because out of sight. Being out of sight is like being out of mind. So it's a battlefield every day. It's like I think my team, we just do everything. We have very limited time in a day. We just do whatever we can to, increase our share of voice. So we do a lot of industry benchmarking to understand where do we fare against our competitors. And, and understanding the numbers is very, very important. To understanding where you stand in the bigger scale of things is very important. So you know where how much you're behind or how much you're lacking or whether you're ahead. And I think never get complacent. Never fall into that comfort zone trap. Because once you're in that comfort zone trap, you don't see growth. So I think the real competition for me is, myself. I need to be a better version of myself than I was yesterday. So that's how we think. When we started, it was very, very overwhelming because we are nobodies and there's so many, public listed shoe and bag companies.
Yeah.
And then everyone's telling me, your public listed competitor is selling at half of your price. Yeah. You will not make it, but we're still here. We're not dead, So that when there's a will, there's a way. And, I think while it's important to benchmark yourself against competitors, you must also realize that, all you need to do every day is be a better version of yourself.
Yeah. Well, so much nugget of wisdom today from you, Christy. Very, very admirable, really, really.
Oh, thank you.
I know you're a very humble woman. When I say, you're great, you say, it's not me, it's the team. But I do think it's a lot of you and of course the team.
Yes.
You guys doing it together, hand in hand, throughout this journey. And we are coming close to the end of this episode. Very special episode, by the way. I do have a final question before we go. And
Okay.
of course, this is to all the aspiring entrepreneurs out there or people who are looking or thinking of even starting something new on your own and just don't feel like you are able or is daring to take that leap of faith, which you did, right? So what advice would you give to someone who is watching right now, who is thinking of starting a business, specifically e-commerce, because that's a bit more relevant today, right?
Yeah, I think go for it because e-commerce is a lot cheaper to start. You don't need much capital. You just need a website, which doesn't cost you much. Technology is only getting cheaper, and you don't have to hire many people. Just remember to start really, really small. Most importantly, you start, and you can always sell your products, your services via e-commerce. You don't need to have a physical store, and just follow your dreams. You only live once. Make it count. Yeah.
Yeah, go for it. And of course, I think she did share a lot of tips throughout the episode. If you guys want to rewind and re-listen, take some notes, go for it, okay? Be resilient. I guess really resourceful is also one thing that you mentioned.
Yes.
I think that's really made you who you are today as well. I think with that, we kind of have wrapped up the end of the episode. This is a very special one together with DHL and Christy Ng. Of course, we've got the woman right here next to me. It's been a really nice time chatting with you, Christy.
Likewise, pleasure is mine.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing the little small moments in your life that led you to where you are today. And despite, your successes, your dreams coming true, you're still so humble, and I really admire that. So, before I go, maybe you can share with our audiences, where can they find your brand? I'm pretty sure they already know, but just in case. Yeah.
You can find the whole collection on our website, christyng.com, or you can head to any of our retail stores nationwide.
That's right. And hopefully more stores to come and more collections to come.
Yes, definitely.
Definitely. And with that, my name is Maggy Wang, and I am your host for the Head Over Heels podcast. Go find us on Instagram. It's the Head Over Heels. And also, don't forget to fall head over heels for yourself as and always. And before I go, final thing, don't forget to follow DHL e-commerce solutions on their social media for more details on the collaboration, business, and e-commerce tips. And with that, I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.